Hello, hello. Okay, I hope I'm live. Good to see you today. Let's see if I can make that big enough. Oh. Okay, there it is. Hey Tina, happy birthday to you. I have a big apology. I don't have a card in the mail for you. I'm going to go up and put it at the post office in a little bit. I'm so sorry. I've been terrible lately. I'm glad you're here. Okay. I'm going to wait just a moment. Okay, I hope that you can hear me. Oh, you did. Good. Well, I do hope you have a wonderful birthday today, Tina. I hope you get to do something special, maybe a little bit more special than watching my Facebook Live. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and start because I think you can watch it on the replay if you wish. Today I'm going to talk about Kangaroo and Company. It's a bundle from the January-June mini catalog. Before I do that, I'm going to bring a class out that I announced yesterday on my blog. And this is a class that you can earn for free if you have a $50 order or above, and you order using this host code right here. And what you will get for that is you will get this holder that holds 4 note cards. You'll get the folder already folded up in your packet because it's just easier to mail that way. And then you will get the items that you need to make 4 note cards. Now this paper is the Flower and Field paper from the Celebration catalog. So that, if you do a $50 order, you could order this paper for free as part of your rewards. So let me show you the 4 cards, and let me tell you that you may get a different paper than this one. Hi Faith. You may get a different paper than this one as your holder, just depending on what I have. I actually made an order yesterday to get more of this paper as a celebration item, and then I ended up ordering paper blooms instead of Flower and Field. So I'm going to have an extra pack of that when I needed the extra pack of this. So anyway, here are the 4 note cards, and I will cut out the supplies for you, so all you have to do is assemble. I don't have the insides done, it's just the outside, but here's one of the note cards. You will get the envelopes. Here's a second one. Here's a third one. And then here is the 4th. And I tried to use the designer paper to help me to get the flowers and the designs that would go with the cards. So this you could get free and just assemble. You'll also get a PDF, and you will get, I will add a link to a video there. Now if you don't want to make an or $50 order from me, 50 or above, you could always do more. You can order this from me for $15 and there would be shipping attached. And I at first said $2. I had someone email me and say that is not enough. So I'm going to mail one of these out, I hope tomorrow, and I will go up and see how much the shipping is for that, and then I'll adjust. Shipping is just new for me. So these are the papers that are in the Flower and Field set. You know, this is my favorite right here, even though all these flowers are beautiful. But these are the papers, and they, I think, are beautiful. And so anyway, that's the little class that I've got set up. And I'm going to set that aside. I still have to make the video. I have the PDF written up now, and I have all my pictures done. So I'll have that ready to go soon. So we're going to talk about Kangaroo Company. And I really ordered this set because of the little Joey that's right here. You know, I'm getting ready to have a new granddaughter, Hazel. And I just thought that this could be Sagan and this could be Hazel and my lovely daughter, Jessie, and that it would just be a perfect thing. So, we'll see. Hi, Beth. Hi, Faith. I've got a card kind of like that in a minute. I hope you'll indulge me because I kind of make cards that would go with my life right now. So I'm going to move this out of the way. And I just thought of this card just a little bit ago because I was thinking, oh, I didn't use every single image and I did not use this envelope right here. And I thought, well, that would just make a great background stamp. So I'm going to make this card for you real fast and give you a few hints to go along with it. So on this one, I'm just using one of the note cards and envelopes. And this one is one of my leftover Whisper Whites. I had kind of a little stash of that. If you're ordering new white paper, it will come as the basic white. So for this one, all I did was stamp, oh, getting ready to stamp upside down. Let's see if I can stand up and match that little line right there. And kinda. I was hoping to make this one more perfect than that other one. Not gonna happen. So anyway, I'm just going to press this stamp, and I probably need to re-ink. You can see that I have some areas that are not covering so great. This was probably my better memento pad. So I'm using memento ink, and to start off with, I colored this with blends, and it turned out to look pretty good, except for the fact that it bled through. So if I was going to send this one, I would probably just add a piece of paper under this that is, I think that's what, 3.5 by 5. I'd probably do it 3 3/8 by 4 7/8, and just cover that up. And then I had the bright idea of just using the markers. But now I'm thinking, well, the markers do okay with the memento. So we're going to see. And I'm going to use the wider end, and I'm going to use both Blushing Bride and the Real Red, since I have them both laying here. But these markers should be fine with that. Let's see if that's going to go through. No. So I'm just going to color some of these with the Real Red. This is the Stampin' Right markers. Now I'm going to have something in the middle of this card, so that one is not really going to matter. But because I'm the way I am, I'll probably color that in just a minute. So let me add another one here. And then we'll do some of the Blushing Bride. Hey, Sue. Sue Engel. I'm so glad to see you here. I'm going to send you an email in a little bit. Okay, so I'm just coloring these little hearts with the Stampin' Right markers instead of the blends. And I'm doing that simply because the blends will bleed through that. You can see here it bled through in case you're just coming. Okay. And now I'm going to use, this is the Snail Mail Twine Combo. And I'm going to be using the Blushing Bride to add just a little bit of ribbon. And honestly, this is what I do. I'm going to have a heart there in the middle. So I'm just going to add a little bit of tape. And I'm going to run this around. Now, coordination has never been my thing. So we'll see what I do. And I'm just going to run that back down here and take that again. And then I will clip that off. And then let's talk about the heart that is on this. Now you may or may not know that with a $300 purchase, you can earn a free stamp set. And this is it. It's called Punch Party. And it does go with a lot of the punches that we already have. And I'm using this one, You Make My Heart Happy. So that's where I got it. Now, if you're thinking that you don't need $300 worth of stuff, well, I can't imagine that you wouldn't need that. But maybe you can't do that right now. But you know, you could get some friends together and get them to order with you. Just contact me and get a host code, and then you could send that host code to friends of yours and ask them if they would order from you. And you know, you could get $300 worth that way, and then you could order the Punch Party stamp set. You would get that for free. That's pretty good. So if you're interested in doing something like that, if you will just let me know, I'll be happy to help you. So I'm going to punch this out with the heart punch. And you know, right now, I don't think I know the exact correct name for that, but there is one, I know. And this goes, maybe it's the Heart Duo punch, I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm going to do this, the scalloped heart out of the red, real red, and the other heart out of Blushing Bride. Then I'm just going to glue this on top of the heart. So that might be why they call it Punch Party, because it goes with punches that we have in our lineup. Okay, so let me get that little bit of glue off of there. Well, and then I'm going to add some dimensionals. Let me close up my thing. Now, I just realized that I didn't mention when I was showing you the class just a little while ago, I did not mention that the stamp set and the dies that I used for that class were in bloom. And it has the pierced bloom dies. So that is part of what I used for the class. And in fact, if you bought this bundle, I think it's maybe $48.50, so you would be really close to having the $50 to get that paper for free. So I think that's pretty good. Now you might be wondering why I placed my dimensionals like that, and I did it just so they wouldn't be on top of my twine. So let me pull those off. And that's the first card. Well, not quite. Okay, here's this part, and then, okay, I do have a bow that I've already made using my bow tie machine that I'm going to attach. We'll just roll up a glue dot. Okay, Faith, I'm glad you like the way the markers look as well as the blends. I think because I'm coloring such a small space, that's why it still looks pretty good. So anyway, here's this one. The first one I made had just all red, and then this one had the red heart and the blushing bride hearts. And you can see this one with the Stampin' Up markers did not bleed through. So there's my first little card, and this is from the note cards and envelopes. I don't have any of those in here to pull over and show you right now, and I used the Punch Party, and I used the envelope from Kangaroo Company. So let me move that out of the way, and I'm going to pull in the first card that I'm going to work on today, and this one is going to be a Valentine card using the Kangaroo Company. Now, okay, I'm just looking for something, and hold on just a second. Now, the paper that I used for the background of this is from the Snail Mail Designer Series paper. I'm not sure exactly what the name of that is. Let me get the book and look at that. It is called Snail Mail Designer Series paper, and it is on page 55. Right down here. I did not purchase this paper, but I did get just a sampling of it from another source, and I'm using these three papers are from this pack. So I can show you quickly parts of it. So this is the heart that I'm using, and it has little toadstools there. Here's the snail. And this is that curly piece. And then this is the dashed piece I have in the middle with little snails. It's really cute. And here is Grammy and Gramps snail. And on the other side, they have this pretty Bermuda Bay page. And then here are little toadstools. And this is hellos in different languages, and then here is another piece of packages and mail, and then that looks like a stamp outline. So this is the Snail Mail Designer Series paper. So let me pull my parts out of this, and we're going to work on putting this together. So I did use blends to color my kangaroo. and we'll get to that in just a moment. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is put some of these basic pieces together. So I'm going to start with my 3 little pieces here. Now these are 1 5/8. Now I'm going to have this up on Saturday. 1 5/8 by 4 by 3 3/4. 1 5/8 by 3 3/4. And what I'm going to do, the way I have that measured out, I can just really start from one side and go to the other. And I'm just going to use my glue. Now, remember when you put this on that it's directional, so you want to make sure you get your hearts going the right way. Now this one right here is not so much directional, so I'm just sticking it on there, and what I'm doing is just butting it right up to the other piece. And then I like this one with the little curly cues going up, and I don't really think they would have to, but that's where they are. So I will include the measurements for this piece of Blushing Bride. It is, this is 3 7/8 by, actually it's 5 1/16. That's what I just trimmed it down to fit, and that's what it ended up. But that's going to be, like I said, on my blog post on Saturday. Thank you, Faith. I'm going to color him in just a minute. And let's make sure, we'll got some hearts in there. Let's make sure that the card is opening at the top. That would be pretty bad if I made my card upside down, but you know what? It's happened. Okay. Now, I'm going to put a heart in the middle of this, and this is cut out using some dies that are in the annual catalog. I think it's actually, instead of Be Mine Stitched, I think it's Stitched to Be Mine. And what I used, got lots of pieces in here. Let me move that out of the way. I had just put them in my envelope. I used these 2 pieces, and this piece actually just does the stitching. So if I want to cut this heart out, I also have to put this when I'm cutting it. So when I cut this out, and I've already done it, so I'm not going to cut it again, but when I cut this out, it would be the piece of paper, and then these 2 would be on there, and then you would run it through. And that's going to give you your heart. It's also going to give you an outline like this. And for some reason, I just thought that outline made it too busy, because there's a lot going on right there. And I thought, you know, you can just decide whether you think it would have looked better to have that and use it. I just thought, well, maybe I'll need it for something else. I thought it would look pretty like this. And but I thought I just didn't want to use the white background. So anyway, this is what I did. And I ran it through my cutting with the Painted Texture embossing folder. Now this is a 3D folder. When you would make this, you're going to have your base plate. Then you're going to have your folder with your paper inside. And then you're going to put this plate on there and run it through. This is plate 4, and run it through that way. But as I said, I've already done that, and we won't do it again. So let me get my heart. And I'm going to go ahead and just glue that in the center. Okay, and I just kind of tried to put that in the middle of this white piece. Okay, so I have already colored the hearts, and for that I used the light and the dark Real Red blend. So I'm going to leave it as it is because I don't want to take forever. I'm just not sure how long all this is going to take. So I'm going to use, for my kangaroos, I'm going to use the light and the dark crumb cake. I'm going to use ivory on his little stomach. And then I'm going to use dark petal pink for their ears and nose. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'm not super careful with all of this. And I'm going to tell you, I like to color with blends, but I don't feel like I'm nowhere near an expert with blends. So I'm going to go ahead and color this little kangaroo's tummy. And what you can't really see is that I actually colored this kangaroo's tummy too, but it's hidden behind the hearts. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Oops. And I'm trying to go kind of fast, and that's not always a good idea. So what I had done was add just a little bit of the light crumb cake to both of these. And really that big tummy, like I said, is covered. And I want to use the ivory. That's it. And I'm just going to shade that in a little bit. Okay, and then the rest of that is going to be the light crumb cake. And I'm seeing that this smaller end might be running out of ink just a little bit. And I don't have another one close by. So we'll just do our best. Okay, and then I'm going to add some of the darker, just kind of, I don't know where, I'm not so great with the shading. I'm going to put some under his arm and down in here and at the bottom of the tail and a little bit on his feet, some over here, and okay, just on his chin, I guess. And then I'm going to come back in with this other, oh, I think I probably put some of that darker around the bottom of his ears, the other one. So then I'm just going to come down here and kind of blend that together a little bit. So that's going to do for him. And for Mama, I'm just going to go with, oops, that's the light. I mean the dark. I wanted the light. Good thing that's going to blend in a little. Our mistakes can be fixed. Now I'm going to cut this out with the kangaroo dies. I thought about having all of this already done, and I just thought you might want to see it colored, and I am trying to hurry. Oops. Went out of lines a little bit there. And usually I do color with that smaller end no matter what. But in the interest of time and okay, I missed what that said. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit down here at the bottom of the end of the ears. I'm going to come on down here. I'm going to go around the arms a little bit and get down in here. And then I'm going to just kind of do the tail back here a little bit. And we'll do a little bit of the feet. And I think that maybe that will work. You know, they might not just be super smooth in color. And then I'm just going to go over this. Now, I am going to cut this out off screen because I feel like you know how to cut with a machine. Or I probably should have just said, oh look, miraculously by TV, this is already done, but actually it's not. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these out using the Kangaroo dies. I'll be using this one and this one. I keep thinking that, I don't know, I keep thinking that that's backwards. So I'm going to cut those out and I will be right back and we'll put the rest of this together. I've got my plate 1, plate 2, plate 3, and I'm putting down my kangaroos, my paper, and I am placing those dies. And I do have a little bit of washi tape that I'm going to, well, I just moved it though, that I'm going to try to use to hold that in place. And then we'll add our other clear plate. Usually I just cut them out, but I'm kind of afraid I'll mess that up with you guys being right there. Okay. Sorry to make you just sit there. Okay, I'm back. Okay. Now, one thing I want to show out with these dies, or show you with these dies, is that there is a little slit right here now. So this can go in like this, but I'm going to tell you that for this one, I did not put this little piece on there. I just added it with dimensionals. Okay, but you could just add that like that if you would like. And I actually am going to put dimensionals back there. So really I did not need that, but I wanted to show you that that was available so you could pull it in and out of Mama. And we'll talk about that a little bit more in a little later. So this is going to go in there, and then I'm going to add them both with dimensionals. And okay. Now I know that some of you maybe wouldn't be that excited about the kangaroos, but if you have little ones, you just might be, or maybe you're even from Australia. Maybe you're a zoo lover. Okay, let me pull this back over here. And so Mom's going to go right over in here. And Baby, or Little One, or I may call it Sagan. It's going to go right there. And then there is a label on these dies that looks just like that. It's a little rectangle. And that's what I used to cut this out. And I used, where did it go? I used a stamp that is from this stamp set, Meant to Be. And I stamped that in real red. And then cut that out. So I'm going to add that with dimensionals also. And then you might remember just a few moments ago, I was talking about these dies here, and I took this group of dies and cut out a lot of real red hearts. So I'm going to bring some of those over. They're of different sizes. And I'm going to pick one of the small ones. Now another thing is that this makes a really pretty little piece here that could go on the inside if you wanted it to go on the inside and you wouldn't waste things. So I'm going to take and put just a little piece dot of glue here and another one here and here. And there is actually on this stamp set a heart that I could have used, but I just thought this would be a little bit faster. And I like mixing up stamp sets and doing different, figuring out different things to do. So that I'm going to pull back around a little bit, and then we'll add another heart. I can pick it up. So there we go. Now probably I would take my blends and maybe blend that a little bit better. I think I did a better job on the first one. And then on the inside of this one, thank you, Faith. Okay, I just did I didn't want to color the kangaroos again. So this is one of the sayings that says, hopping by just to say hi. And let's see where I left my red. Here it is. So I'm going to stamp that in the center. There are a lot of good little sayings in this set. The only thing is they are small. And that is mainly so that they will fit in this little rectangle. So you can see that one fills it up, but it would fit in that rectangle that they've added. Okay, so let me put that back so I don't lose it. And we'll add a few other little hearts. I'm just going to put some dots here and there. And I need to take your pick tool, but it didn't get in here. I'm just going to add some hearts where my dots are. Get a smaller one here. Okay, oops, that one didn't have very much on it. Let's put a glue dot on it. And that glue dot's a little bit bigger, so I have to bend it back some. There. So we will add some glue to that and add it to this card. So that takes care of the first card. Let me put some of these pens out of my way. And we'll put that lid back on, even though it'll be coming off soon enough. And there is our second card. So we had the note card that we did with the envelope, and then we have this Valentine card that we did. And for the next card and the last card, as we're getting on into time, aren't we? We're going to be doing this one. And I told you to bear with me. I was kind of doing it for my own personal reason. And so here's Jessie, the mama, Hazel, and Sagan right here. But there are some other things that you can do with that. So I did go ahead and stamp some of these other things. And these I did put on the little stick. So I can take out baby, and we can put in some Valentines to go with that. Or I could take out the Valentines, and now Mama gets a bouquet of flowers. Or it could be a birthday card. And there are the presents that Mommy has for Sagan. So that's one thing I wanted to show you that was just so cute about this, is that you can change it, change your saying up at the top, and make this for just about anything you would like, from birthday to Valentine's to, you know, whatever. But we're going to make it for baby. We're going to make it for baby. So let me move these out of the way. But if I send this to Sagan, I'm probably, or Hazel, I'm probably going to include these so they can play with it a little bit. I think they would like to do that. So let me pull out the pieces. And as on the first one, I did go ahead and stamp my images, but I haven't colored them yet. Okay, so this one is going to start with a card base of Rococo Rose, and just like the other one, I don't think I mentioned it, this is 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4. Okay. And I did make it pink for a baby girl, Faith. I had started out with that blue paper that's in this same pack, and then I thought, no, I'm wasting my time. So this is part of the celebration paper called Paper Blooms. Paper Blooms, it's here right in as you turn in. Now, notice here where it says that this coordinates with Pretty Perennials. That is a mistake. It coordinates with the In Bloom bundle. But anyway, we're using this piece. And for my paper, I'm a lover of the thin line. So this is what I did. This paper is actually just 1/8 smaller. So it is 5 5/8 this way and 4 1/8 this way. And I'm going to be using this oval with the card. So I just went ahead and cut that out of the center of this one because who's going to know? You got paper on top of it. And then this one was run through. The first one I went through with the painted texture. And this one is Old World paper. I felt like those were pretty close to each other. And I don't know if you can tell so much the difference between the two or not. I should have showed you that before I glued all that stuff on there. But I'm going to go ahead and glue this down first. And I'm just going to get the smallest of borders around that. Now, I don't usually do it this way, with it being even the card base having that thin border. But I don't know. That was how how I rolled yesterday when I was figuring this out. Okay, and then this is going to go just right on top. So you can see, no one knows there's a hole under there. No one cares. There you go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue my oval down. And I'm going to put that in the center. And then the Hello Baby is actually part of Kangaroo Company. It was right here. So I've cut that out. I used that little rectangle to cut it out that I showed you a while ago. And I'm going to add that with dimensionals. Now at the beginning of this tape, I don't think I ever tell you who I am. I know that some of you know, but maybe some others would not. But my name is Joanne Hewins. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. I've been a demonstrator for almost 10 years. I think I've got another week for it to be 10 years. And I'm looking for my thread or for my twine, and here it is. So I'm going to go around this one, and the other one I added the twine later. I think that's crooked. I added the twine later, and part of it was kind of in the way. So I'm going to find some scissors. Here's some. Do you all lose everything when you're stamping? And then I'm just going to bring that to about where this saying is. And tie that in a knot. Okay. Get that about where I want it. Yeah. And then I'm going to tie a bow. Little twist in that one. But I'm not going to retie it right now. We'll just leave it. Okay. Okay, and that's going to leave us ready to take care. That needs to go sideways a little. There. Okay, now we're ready for our kangaroos. And I'm going to use, this time I'm going to use the smoky slate to color those in. And I really should have gone ahead and colored in some of that so you didn't have to watch it all. And I'm going to pull back over here the petal pink and do the ears and the nose. And I didn't care if I went out of line for the ears. Just don't think that matters. And so then I'm going to color it with the, make sure I've got it, the light smoky slate. And okay, and I'll do a little bit of the darker here at the base of the ears, down in here. of the chin. I want his little arms to stick out a little bit, so that might be all I do. And we'll mix that up a little. Okay, and then we'll color Satin Kangaroo. And I don't think I did anything much different for the stomach, so I'm just going to color the whole thing. And then we'll add some of our dark. And we'll put some under his neck, some under his arms, a little here at the tail, some on his feet. We'll get that part right in there, and a little bit under his arms there. And finish that up. And I did not really look up the kangaroos. I would assume they probably come in different shades. Maybe they never come in gray. I don't know. But in my little world right here, they do. I'm not making much effort to make that go in one direction or anything, am I? That's why I like the blends. They just kind of make you look good. Just like before, I'm going to cut these off camera. And maybe save you from having to look at something that you do every day. Now, I don't know why I'm worrying so much about that stomach, because that's going to be covered up. And then here we'll get okay, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just throwing some color there. Thinking that maybe if it looks like it's been blended a little, it'll look artistic. Oops, I went out of the lines. No wonder the way I'm going crazy here. Okay, we will leave it at that. I'll be right back. Let me get my dies that I need. So I need big kangaroo, little kangaroo, and baby. You know, a baby kangaroo is called a joey. I know that from my first grade teaching when we did animals. Okay, I'm still working on, I've cut the little joey too close, so I'm going to have to cut that out separately from the first cutting. Okay. You heard that first cutting. And there's little Joey. And let me get the Joey, the real baby, cut out. I don't know, do you like it better when I cut on camera, or would you rather I do what I'm doing today and have it moved and do it off camera and you're just sitting there looking at a piece of paper? I don't know which would be better. Maybe actually seeing something would be better. Okay, I'm coming. Okay, here we go. So we're really about done. This would be about like we did the other one, pretty much exactly. I am going to be careful about where I put my dimensionals, because I want to leave room for all of those to stick in. Uh-oh, I need a little handle for my, oops, I need a little handle for him to stick onto. Hold on just a moment. That's going to be this little piece right here. And I have a white scrap. Hold on just a moment. I really thought I had that ready. It's probably in my packet underneath something there. But anyway, here he is. This one we are going to glue, oops, to this, because we want to be able to trade all of our pieces out. Now remember, the rounded stomach is what you're going to be putting this behind. So you want it to go this way so it rounds with the stomach. So I'm going to go ahead and put her on. And we'll put her over here. We'll stick the Joey inside her pouch. Pouch. Let me just kind of hold that. Oh no, it's this one I need to hold down. There. There we go. All right, and then the little baby will put, I don't know how many times I have my dimensionals in my hand. I put them where I can't immediately see them every single time. I find a new place to put them so that I'll have to really look. So there we go. And there's that. And then you have all of these little pieces that you can put in there for different things. So let me move some things out of the way. So we have this card that we made today. We have this one, and I'm looking for that note card. It's here in my pile. Or maybe not. Oh, I've got a couple other cards though that I want to show you. Here it is. So these are the 3 cards that we made today. I don't know if baby koalas are called Joeys. I kind of think maybe. I'm not sure. We'll have to look that up. Here are two other cards that I have made. This one I had on my blog, I think one day last week. This is using some of that Au Ombre celebration paper. This one just has the hearts on with dimensionals. And then this one is actually going to be on my blog tomorrow as part of the Create with Connie and Mary. It's a sketch. And so I used that with the paper from, what is that, Fine Art Gallery maybe? I don't know, I just thought that that didn't go together, but it did go together. So here are 5, count them, 5 cards made using the Kangaroo Company. So I hope maybe you're a little bit tempted to get it. It's a great little bundle and great for Valentine's, for babies, for all kinds of things. So again, I'm Joanne Hewins. My blog is lovetocreate.typepad.com. If you are interested in the free little class that I showed at the beginning of this Facebook Live, use this host code and order $50 worth, and I will send you the things to make the project, and I will also send you a link that has a PDF, and it will have a link to some other information that you need if you want to recreate it, and it will have a link to a video on that as well. Thank you so much for your time today. I've enjoyed it, and I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye-bye.